Well, welcome to tax year 2025, calendar year 2026. It's Michelle Walker Wade, your tax lady. Well done, Tax and Business Services. I hope you have had a wonderful start of 2026. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season and that things are going well for you. 2026, even though it's just getting started, it has been a crazy year for me, but I am grateful to be here to share it with you. And I wanted to share a few things with you as we prepare to do your income tax preparation services for tax year 2025. The today is, I'm recording this on January 2028. Tax season started on January 2026. And I have been working to get things going. But all the new tax changes and various things that have gone that are part of the big beautiful bill and other tax changes kind of had me delayed, had a few of us delayed. There are still many things that we still don't know how they'll be handled for tax year 2026. I'm sorry, 2025. And that's just because there were so many tax changes in the Trump administration's big beautiful bill. So I'm going to go over some things you need to know. I'm going to read portions of the engagement letter to you. I give you the engagement letter every year. Either you download a printed copy or you do it within the Intuit Link portal. But on this video, I'm going to read through some parts or most parts of it with you because there are some key things I want to make sure you know. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right. So the engagement letter for tax year 2025. First of all, thank you for choosing Well Done Tax and Business Services working with me, Michelle Walker Wade. Again, this year, 2025, or if you're new for this year of tax year 2025. Here on the screen, what you see is the engagement letter, and it talks about the scope and the purpose of the letter, that our tax preparation services are for individuals and small business clients for tax year 2025, and it is for your federal and state income tax returns in accordance with applicable laws and regulations based on the information you provide. Just want to reiterate that it is your responsibility to submit all the tax documents, all of them, and supporting materials that are necessary for accurate tax return preparation. The final day for you to submit your documents to me in order to have an on-time tax filing is April 7th, 2026. That's for anyone who does not have a business. If you have a small business, your final day to get all the documents, not a portion of them, but all the documents to me by March 28th. Okay. So if you have a business, March 28th is your deadline. If it's just your own personal tax documents, then April 7th is your deadline to have all documents to me. Okay, so other key dates you should know about. For tax year 2025, tax season open January 26th, which was a few days ago. It closes on October 15th, 2026. You can file for an extension. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm sorry, this should not say October. This should say April. April. It closes on April 15, 2025. This is the extension deadline. October 15th is the extension deadline. I will make sure that is fixed when you get this document. Okay, in-person tax dates. Here are the days we'll be doing in-person tax appointments: Saturday, February 21st, Saturday, March 21st, and Friday, April 4th. I'll publish the times in the appointment booker. But due to management changes at the office space where we meet, this is something I want you to kind of know really well. There's been some management changes at the office where we meet. And now, because of the way that office space is being managed, they're discontinuing after weekend and after hours services, office hours, which is the time when we normally meet. We normally meet on Saturdays, and we normally meet Fridays, midday Friday into the evening. So those hours are going to be discontinued. However, because I already had contract with them, with the facility, with that office facility, they have to honor my tax dates for 2026, and they're going to honor them limitedly for 2027. So with that being said, there'll be fewer times for appointments in 2026, because even though they're honoring the weekend, the Saturday office hours, and the Friday office hours, there's still, it's not as many hours as we've been able to do in the past. So there'll be fewer this year and minimal 2027 in year 2027. Okay. So for this reason, I'm asking any clients who can and who are willing to transition to virtual services. We can work on it this year, 2026. We can work on what it is you need to do to get you comfortable with the virtual services this year. So you can be ready for next year, or we can go ahead and transition you this year. And then you won't come out and see me in person. Virtual services means you could either meet with me via Zoom, or you can just, if you're a longtime client, you can just upload documents and we'll just exchange information through our online portal. It's really up to you. Some clients enjoy the meeting, and I enjoy the meeting, and so we meet online. And some clients just want to get it done. So it's up to you. If you want the appointments, just make sure you book the appointment time well in advance, and make sure you make the appointment. Don't miss it, okay? Because there is a cancellation fee for missing it. And you might not, if you miss it, you might not be able to reschedule it because those appointments might be gone. So point I needed to make sure you understand. Something else has changed. Senior pickup day, I've discontinued it for tax year 2025, which is calendar year 2026. But as needed, special arrangements can be made when I come to your home and pick them your home, or to a safe space and pick them up. Safe space does not include Starbucks. It does not include Panera. Those used to be safe spaces. They aren't so safe anymore, unless we're just exchanging documents. We can exchange documents, but we cannot do the entire tax preparation. So with that being the case, you'd still need to be able to work with me virtually, or we need to get them in enough time where you can give me your documents. I can mail them to you so you can sign them. You can mail them back so I can file them on time. And just so you know, that does incur extra fee because you have to pay for the mailing. And when I mail the documents to you, I have to send them so that you have to sign when you pick them up. And that means you'll have to pay for that. Okay, so that's some changes with senior taxes when I would come to homes and do that service. Another date you should know about is that the tax year ends on, the on-time tax filing deadline is April 15th, 2026. I plan to do all of my e-filings and extension filings on April 13th, 2026. This gives time for anything that might get rejected to get rejected, and we can still turn around and get it filed by April 15th. So my date is April 13th. I'm not a stickler on that date, but that is the date that I shoot for to have everything filed by, is April 13th, which means payments, if payment for my services bust be to me in order before I file. So And I'll talk about that in just a second. If we need to file a tax extension for you, the tax extensions expire on October 15th, 2026, and there is no further extension available. The IRS only allows one extension, and that's always, it's the last day in April, the last tax filing day in April, which is usually April 15th, and then the next one is October 15th. As usual, I'll be taking a break from after we finish tax season in April. I'll be taking a break until June. So that means you basically, about mid-June until October-ish, we need to get your taxes completed and all the processes completed so that we can file them on time for the extension date. Again, there is no extension to the extension. October 15th is it. Now, something I want to make sure you understand is that this tax filing extension is an extension to file, not an extension to pay. If you owe taxes, and let's say we start doing your taxes and you see you owe, and you say, I don't want to file because I don't want to have to pay right now. You might as well go ahead and file, because the penalty and the interest on the non-paid amount will start to accrue on April 15th, on April 16th rather, whether you file an extension or not. Filing the extension relieves you from a penalty that's called a non-filing penalty, but it does not relieve the penalty for non-payment. Okay, so let's not let that be the reason why we don't file on time. There might be some other reasons to not file on time, but let's not make it about not wanting to file on time because you don't want to pay. If you owe on April 15th, interest will start to accrue on April 16th, whether we file an extension or not. Okay, as interest and a non-payment penalty. There's two types of penalties. There's a non-filing penalty, there's a non-payment penalty, and then there's interest. All right. Okay. Cybersecurity requirements. To protect your sensitive information, all documents must be submitted through our secure portal or in person at scheduled appointments. And that secure portal is Intuit Link, which I'll send you an invite, or most of you are already using it. You can do it on your tablet, you can do it on your mobile phone, you can do it on your computer. It's all, there's multiple ways to do it. If you do it on your tablet or if you do it on your mobile phone, all of those documents that you need to upload to me need to be on that device. So it is a little bit challenging to do it on those devices unless you are able to save those documents on that device, and then you have to upload them to the secure portal. Again, if you are typically a client who comes in person and you want to go ahead this year, and if you want to go ahead and transition to virtual this year, we can start working on it. And so you can see what it's like. I have had people in the past get started on the virtual as a virtual client and then realize that the learning curve, learning how to use the app was a bit too much for the first year. So halfway through the year, tax season, when we thought we were going to do it online, they ended up needing to come and see me in person. That could potentially happen. So if you're nervous about trying it virtually, let's get started early so that if for any reason we're not able to complete the service virtually, you still can make one of these appointment days, one of these in-person appointment days, so we can get your taxes done. Okay. So I would suggest, if that's what you want to try it early. Don't wait till April. All right. I would say try it in February. That way you have March and April dates, or February 21st if you start early enough to come and see me in person. If there's a challenge, and then other thing, when you come and see me in person, whatever challenges you were having that we couldn't figure out how to fix them with us working together virtually, I can show you how to do it when you come and see me. So that's a possibility as well. If you want to just make an appointment, just so I can kind of walk you through the process of working with me virtually, we can do that as well. Okay. All right. Back down to cybersecurity. For your safety and ours, Well Done Tax and Business Service will not receive any tax documents via email or text messenger. If you send me some documents to my email, I'm going to delete them as quickly as possible. All right. I'm going to delete them as quickly as possible. And that is for your safety and my safety. There's too many hackers out here. So please don't do that. We'll need to use the secure portal. Okay. Um, Accuracy and compliance. Basically, what this is saying is Well Done Tax and Business Services adheres to all regulatory requirements and all professional standards. We don't do any funny business at all. So we adhere to them, and most of my clients, you already know that, and you're very that is the type of tax service you're interested in, and I appreciate you for that. But we will prepare your tax returns based on the information you provide. So accuracy and completeness of the documents is your responsibility to submit that information. And we will prepare the tax return based on the information you provide and the way you answer the questions on the questionnaire. To is close at we'll follow the law. Okay. So with that being said, any penalties or interest that result from incomplete or inaccurate information will not be the responsibility of Well Done Tax and Business Services. It will be the responsibility of the client in the event of an audit, in the event of IRS or California, state of California, asking any questions. We will provide the information you have provided. And just so you know, tax preparers get audited as well. We get audited to make sure we have done our due diligence and asking the right questions and collecting and restoring those responses. So I'll be audited on did I ask the questions I was supposed to ask? You'll be audited on the answers and documentation you provided. All right. So that kind of goes into reviews and audits. If your tax return is selected for review or audit by a taxing authority, we may receive a subpoena for your records. And if we receive that subpoena, we have to turn over your records and all your questions and answers. Okay, so you should know that. We can assist if you're audited, we can assist you in preparation and preparing for the audit and pulling all your documentation together. And that is at an additional fee. Okay, additional service in addition to standard tax preparation services, we are available to assist you at an additional fee with some additional services. That includes advising on DIY or do-it-yourself tax preparation, which means basically if there's a TurboTax and other services out there where people can do their own taxes. If you want to do that and you want someone to kind of help walk you through the process a few times or something like that, we can advise you on your DIY tax preparation activities that you're working on for an additional fee. Consulting on income tax preparation, income tax advising, audit support, should you be audited and you need support in gathering documentation and interpreting what they're asking for and knowing how to handle yourself in the event of an audit, we provide that service. And then for small businesses, we will provide services, bookkeeping reviews, not bookkeeping. We won't do the bookkeeping. We'll review your books and help train you how to accurately do your bookkeeping. Okay, all of those are a separate agreement and at an additional fee. Okay. Fees and payment terms. Our fee structure is based on the complexity of your tax return, and payment is due upon completion of your tax return and before your taxes will be e-filed. So late payments meaning if you're slow paying Well Done Tax and Business Services, that will delay your tax filing. Even if it's tax deadline, we will not file your taxes without receiving the payment first. Okay. If that means that you miss the tax filing deadline, Well Done Tax and Business Services will not be responsible for any late penalties. Missing from this document under fees and payments is the information about missed appointment fees. I will make sure it's added to this document before I send it to you. But the missed appointment fees, if you schedule an appointment and you miss it without giving me proper notice, and all of it will be spelled out. There are late appointment fee. There's a late fee. There's a missed appointment fee that will be incurred, and the reason for that is if, especially when it's the in person, I pay extra. I pay to have that space to meet with you. And if you have an appointment, that means someone else who may have needed that appointment can't get it. And then if you're a no show, it's a bit of a wash. I mean, it's a bit of a bummer all around. So just to keep us both accountable, help me stay on time with my appointments and help you be on time as well. It's just what those missed appointment fees are about. So there are also missed appointment fees if you miss your online appointment for the same reason. If you have an appointment with me and you miss it, that means someone else who needed that appointment couldn't get it. The missed appointment fees for the online meetings are lower than the in-person missed appointment fees, but I'll make sure that's all spelled out in this document before I send it to you. Okay, that is pretty much it. This last thing here, document retention. I want to encourage you to manage, maintain, and keep your tax papers and all the supporting documents for a minimum of 7 years. We'll keep them for 3 or 5. We'll keep copies, digital copies, that is, for 3 to 5 years, but I'd recommend that you keep them for 7 and in some cases 10 years. Okay. So those are the big points. You'll see this. You'll see this. You'll see this document, and you'll see it in the portal where you can check mark your I accept, or you'll be able to do it on paper. One other thing I wanted to share that for those of you who either receive your tax refund by check or pay your tax debt by check, the IRS is phasing out paper checks. And this started in September 2025, I think it is. They're phasing out paper checks. So if you owe taxes, your options, for this tax year 2025, you will still be able to mail in a check if you'd like, but they are really desirous of you using one of their other payment options. One of the other payment options. This is what I wanted. Oh, this is not the one I wanted. Oh, when choosing electronic payment options, when paying taxes, you can use IRS Direct Pay, or you can use their electronic federal payment system, or we can debit the full amount from your bank account at the time of tax filing. That is really the only free option I can assist you with. I can't make it. We used to be able to make payment plan arrangements for you. We no longer can make payment arrangements for you without incurring like an extra $200 and some odd fee. That goes to the IRS, not to me. So if you owe, you will, for 2025, tax year 2025, you will still be able to mail a check. And this may be your last year when you're able to mail a check because they are phasing it out. They prefer for you to use the direct deposit, the direct debit rather, of the full amount when we file your taxes, or you can go on to IRS Direct Pay, and I'll put these links in the chat for you, or on my website, IRS Direct Pay or electronic payment system, and use those processes. They do have a fee. They do have a fee if you were to choose to pay this way with any of these. They do have a fee, which I will share that information with you. Okay, so that is for if you owe. If you are receiving a refund, if you are receiving a refund, your options will be direct deposit, or they can do a prepaid debit card upon filing. They are working on digital assets, like being able to give you a refund through like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. They're talking about them. They have not yet told us how that will work. So I think they're still working on it. Um, by the time we actually get into tax season, we may have those options. But as of right now, your options for receiving your tax refund is through direct deposit or by prepaid debit card. There are minimal exceptions to this rule. IRS isn't even letting us know what those exceptions are. They're just saying there are minimal exceptions. From what I'm reading, it seems like it will pretty much be at the discretion of IRS if they're going to make an exception for it. But if you have the ability, according to the IRS, if you have the ability to receive a payment through direct deposit or prepaid debit card, those are your only two options. All right. So it may not be the one you like, but that is the answer we have. All right. That is all. I'm going to get all this set up. I'm a little behind, just trying to get some things reestablished with all the changes that have happened between the IRS changes, between the changes at the location where we meet, and trying to figure out how we're going to make that work out, and things like that. So, but let's go ahead and get started. I'll have the portal updated so you can start uploading your documents soon. I'm still working on that part, but yeah, I'm still working on that part. But it will be updated soon, and you'll be able to go ahead and start that process. But give me a few days, and we should be good to go. You can always refer to my website. If you just want to know what dates, you're going to use the website to book the appointment as well. I'll send the link to you. If you come to my website and you see this thing up here that says not secure, it is secure. I'm in the process of changing to a different web host provider so I can get rid of this banner that says it's not secure. But if it says it's not secure, it is secure. You may be able to just use a different web browser if you know how to do that. If the page won't load, but I'm working on changing, getting switched over to a different web host provider so that I can get rid of this not secure box. But again, tax services, the dates and times will be here on my website. Your options for getting the documents to me, into a link, over fax, by mail, or in person. I really recommend not by mail if you can at all. If you can at all avoid sending them to me by mail. There's so much fraud. So if you can avoid sending them by mail, that would be great. And again, I'll have the appointment times and rules and whatnot updated soon. This is also where you can see what the missed appointment fee is. And if you were to click on any of these links, you'll be able to go ahead and schedule the appointment. Okay, all of these things, we are working on them. It's been a wild year trying to get reestablished in some of the things that I had to change. As so many businesses are changing, and so many services that I've used in the past, not so many, but some service I've used in the past have changed a lot, or they're no longer available, or you can just look and see what's going on in the economy and the world at large, and you can only imagine. And that's for the big guys. You can only imagine what's going on for us little guys, and all the changes that we need to make in order to continue to bring you this service. So I hope you appreciate understanding what's going on and are, kind of can just accept my apologies for the things that have to change, but understand I'm not changing it because that's what I want. It's just how business has changed and all the support services around it, around income tax preparation have changed so dramatically. So I've got to make some changes as well. All right. So I look forward to talking to you. I look forward to hearing from you. And you'll receive an email from me soon letting you know that you can start uploading your documents to the portal or making your appointments or whichever way you decide to work with me this year. If for any reason you've decided not to work with me this year and you want to go another way, please do let me know. Just let me know so I'm not chasing you down for no reason. Okay. All right. Be blessed, and I will see you next time.